So here I use it, what? Hello everyone, my name is Lisa and I'm the Viet vegan because I'm Vietnam vegan, and today I'm showing you how I eat grass jelly 3.5 ways. It's like 3 ways, but with like a bonus 4th, but it's like not really that different from one of the ways. If you're not familiar with grass jelly, you might have seen it at bubble tea shops as one of the options for the add-ins. Typically in bubble tea, you can add like tapioca pearls, little tapioca pearls, sometimes sago, lychee jelly, grass jelly, basil seeds, the works. And so grass jelly is one of those like slept on ingredients I feel like people don't really like or know about, and it is typically vegan, unless you're getting the ones that are like flavored. The pandan flavored ones usually have food coloring in it that is animal derived of some sort. I don't really know. The grass jelly that I'm using in this video today is one that I bought from the grocery store. I get it at Asian markets. It's very common. It is typically just grass jelly, water, sometimes sugar, but grass jelly on its own has like this like weird gelatinous sort of texture to it, kind of like agar-agar, and it's its own flavor. It's like kind of herbal, usually not sweet, sometimes has like an astringent sort of like mouthfeel, but I find it very pleasant and very good. I grew up eating this a lot as a kid, just from a can. My mom would have the green kind and the black kind. I've seen other people like scoop it out, cut it into like nice squares or cut them into like specific shapes, but my family was never about that. My mom is all about efficiency and being lazy. So yeah, my mom would just take a spoon and just scoop it out. It's a dessert. It has a very specific flavor. I'm pretty sure there are health benefits to grass jelly. I don't really know anything about it other than that I like it and it's delicious. So let's show you 3 ways that I like to eat it. So the first way is, you know, a good way to start a day. It's with coffee. You can just use whatever iced coffee base that you have. So one of the reasons why I wanted to make this coffee grass jelly drink is because I got this coconut silk stuff and I don't really like it. It has a very strong coconut aftertaste, and I don't like that in my coffee unless it's like a dessert. I've been really struggling to find the soy version of the coffee creamer that I normally get. I've tried a bunch of other creamers, but my favorite is the soy silk creamer, and I can't find it, and I'm really bummed about it. And like the last time I got the silk half and half that you saw in my last grocery haul video, she was a bit chunky, and it made me unhappy in the digestive system. So I'm a little scarred from that, I'll be honest. So for this grass jelly, I scoop out maybe like 1/4 of the can of grass jelly. You don't need a lot. It's like 1/3 cup or 1/2 cup. So I fill up the bottom of the glass with some grass jelly. I add in ice, I layer in more grass jelly. If you have smaller ice cubes, it's a little bit easier, but I only have these big boy ice cubes. Then I added about 3/4 cup of coffee creamer. Now I realize that is a lot of sugar, but it is like a sweet iced coffee drink. So adjust as desired. You can also just use coconut milk or regular milk, whatever milk that you want. It's your coffee, okay? It's your grass jelly dessert drink, coffee thing. You do what you want. Then I add my coffee. Now you can add either espresso, brewed coffee. I used French press coffee here. You can use whatever coffee you like. Just, you know, 1 serving of coffee. And then I top it with a little bit of condensed milk. This is coconut condensed milk. It does have a stronger coconut aftertaste, and it's not as like lusciously drippy and unctuous as dairy condensed milk, but is the closest thing I've been able to find as a vegan condensed milk alternative. I kind of like want to make a soy version one day because I feel like that would be like really nice and runny and creamy and sweet, but I haven't gotten around to doing that. So that is the first drink. You're gonna need a spoon to drink it, or if you have one of those big straws, you can slurp up some grass jelly. But I find that the cool grass jelly-ness goes well with the bitterness and the sweetness of the coffee drink. It's a good time. The second way of having this grass jelly is the way that I had it as a kid. It was seriously just grass jelly and milk. My mom never put sugar in it. I don't remember there being sugar in it, and I remember the soy milk that I had was pretty sweet, or the regular milk that I had was sweet. I don't really remember. I very distinctly remember it was like the apartment that I lived in when I was like 5. It was like before we moved into our first house. And so we lived in an apartment. I remember it was late and I was eating this grass jelly stuff. I don't know, it was a very vivid memory. It's literally just grass jelly cut up with a spoon. You can also, again, cut it up into nicer shapes, however you like, but I always just use like a spoon. Then you add malted soy milk. I got this at TNT's in Mississauga. I have a recent sort of Asian grocery haul on my TikTok and on my Instagram if you want to see that. It's a little bit less frantic on the TikTok, but it does exist on Instagram for those who don't have TikTok. If you want a little extra sweetness, you can drizzle some of that coconut condensed milk on top. I'm using it liberally throughout these 3 recipes / 4 recipes because I have an open can and I just need to use it. So this is what I did. Then I add a couple ice cubes because it just like kind of keeps everything nice together, nice and cold. I was one of those kids that like would refuse to drink milk unless it was ice cold. Grass jelly, milk, ice cube, That is the base. The 0.5 version of this, which is kind of like a riff off that, is, again, I don't think this is the way that a lot of people will have it, but I wanted some fresh fruit. So I added these strawberries, which I got from Costco, and they were so sweet. I know that it's not strawberry season right now, but like my mind is kind of blown at how sweet, and like they tasted like June strawberries. They were like really, really good. I used about a cup of sliced strawberries with grass jelly, condensed coconut milk, and more malted soy milk. This looks atrocious, but it is so good. When I was describing this to my friends, who granted are not that familiar with Asian desserts, they were just kind of like, ooh, why would you do that? But it's a good time. I highly recommend it. And then the last way is a more classic way. It's kind of like a boba tea slash matcha latte riff. It's using grass jelly, sweetened condensed milk, frothed up soy milk, and matcha. It's a very good time. It's very simple, very easy. Again, it is quite sweet, and I'm using coconut condensed milk fairly liberally here. If you want to make it more aesthetic, you can use the condensed milk on the edges. Coconut condensed milk is not as like viscous or like runny as traditional dairy condensed milk is, but you know, I made it work. I got a spoon. The desired rippled effect on the outside edge of the glass worked out pretty well. That sweetened condensed coconut milk is sweet, but it's not as sweet as I remember condensed milk being. You know, you can go pretty liberal with it and not feel too bad. I have a pretty like sensitive sweet tooth. I can't really handle sweets that often, but that was a good time, I will admit. It is a very good time. It's very pretty. Again, grass jelly on its own is usually not very sweet. It's quite herbal in flavor, and it's a very subtle flavor, but I really like it, and I find that it goes well and balances well with all of these sweets. Like I said, this is not really based on any traditional way of having grass jelly. These are just different ways that I like having grass jelly. So if you have your own methods of having grass jelly that you really enjoy, feel free to share them down below. I would love to hear other ways of having grass jelly. It's just been a good time, and it's a very nostalgic food. I'm just, again, leaning into the nostalgia food. I'll leave a sort of quasi recipe down below on my blog, but it's pretty adjustable to whatever you like, whatever you want, and however you feel. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this kind of content, subscribe, like. I will be experimenting with more like boba tea slash tapioca riff desserts. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a delicious day. Bye.